Right lads, and with the recent news around the Treaty United takeover, why not take a look back at what has led to this point, mainly the downfall of Limerick's previous team, Limerick FC. Founded in 1937 in the grand old city of Limerick, was of course Limerick City, although they have also gone by the name of Limerick United and Limerick 37. The club had a rich history in the League of Ireland, having won 2 league titles, 2 FAI Cups, played against Real Madrid in the European Cup, and were even the first club to have been managed by the legend himself, Big Sam. Yeah, it turns out it was Bogger Ball and not Brexit Ball he was preaching the entire time. But where did it all go wrong? Well, like pretty much every League of Ireland club, Limerick did face a good bit of financial trouble throughout their history. From High Court action in the 1980s to borrowing junior side Pike Rovers ground for the 2000-2001 season. However, the true downfall began in 2009 with once again financial troubles. This would lead to a huge donation to the club by local businessman Pat O'Sullivan, who would eventually become the owner in early 2010 with the intention of stabilising the club and building strong community links. And like all of these stories, it at first did seem like it was gonna happen. By 2012, the club had been promoted back to the Premier Division under manager Pat Scully, who would leave to be replaced by Stuart Taylor. The club would begin to sign numerous players from the UK and would enjoy a pretty decent season back in the Premier Division. 2014, however, didn't go as well, with poor results leading to the sacking of Taylor, who would be replaced by Martin Russell, who would steady the ship and keep Limerick up. It was worth mentioning at the time, the club was a pretty promising place to go for players, promising decent wages on a full-time contract, something not a lot of League of Ireland clubs were offering at the time. The club was also playing at Thomond Park, the home of Munster Rugby, although that was a bit mad considering the place was about 4% full the majority of the time. 2015, however, would not be the greatest season for Limerick, with the O'Sullivans cutting a good portion of funds due to the high running costs involved with the club. And of course, seeing as this is the League of Ireland, there was very little financial returns. This of course went as well as you'd expect for Limerick, going 21 games without a win. The last 3 months of the season would see a lift in fortunes for the club, however they would still be relegated after being beaten by Finn Harps in a relegation playoff. The 2016 season would see a return to Markets Field, the spiritual home of Limerick FC, and considering they were a full-time team in a part-time league, they pretty much walked their way to the First Division title and promotion back to the Premier Division. They would also get to a League Cup final, however would be beaten 4-1 by St. Pat's. The 2017 and 2018 seasons would see a merry-go-round of managers. Russell would leave to be replaced by Willie Bolland as an interim, before Neil MacDonald would come in, who himself would later be replaced by Tommy Barrett. During this time, the club's spending was still at a sky-high rate by League of Ireland standards, with 2018 truly being the beginning of the end for Limerick FC. Pat O'Sullivan announced his intention to either sell or gain investors for the club, claiming it needed €500,000 a year just to operate. Both of these would fail to materialise, however, and O'Sullivan would maintain control of the club. Wages would begin to become unpaid, and it was pretty clear to everyone that both him and the club were on a cliff's edge. Even with a loan from... yeah, that says it all, doesn't it? 2019 was marked by even more unpaid wages, threats of strikes, and fans having to raise $4,000 to pay for the knee surgery of midfielder Sean Russell. With investigations into match fixing and mounting debts, the club were deducted 26 points and finished rock bottom of the First Division. Finally, in December of 2019, Limerick FC were no more. With the licence denied and €490,000 of debt, the club would not be playing in the 2020 season of the League of Ireland, which marked the death of yet another institution of Irish football. It isn't all sad, however, as football in Limerick does continue on in the former Treaty United, with rumours of a possible return of the Limerick name.